concussion protocol.
And TJ?
Same.
Any sense do you get when a guy is in concussion protocol? Do you get progress reports, and if so, what are they like with both of those?
Yeah, very little. Very little information flows out of that, part of the situation. So we just respect what's going on there. They're in the protocol, and that's basically the information I get every day. Well, we brought in Keith Wenning, and we've got Nate as well. So we're going to monitor that. A lot of it just depends on how quickly Keith gets up to speed, which is a short week, so there's a challenge. But Keith's been in the system before in Baltimore, and that was the main attraction with Keith, and he's a good football player. So look forward to seeing him in action Thursday night. How much remains to be seen. The balance of Nate and Keith is what we're driving at right now for Thursday night. Yeah, we're on top of that. I mean, you're right on with that. It's something that we need to stay on top of and get the best feel we can with respect to Tyrod and TJ and how that affects Week 1. So we have to monitor that very closely. Well, I believe he spoke with you guys the other afternoon after practice, and as he mentioned to you, we're on the same page. And we spoke after practice, just before he spoke with you guys, and we are on the same page moving forward, as he mentioned the other day. Yeah, that's a question for him. What I'm concerned about is that we're on the same page, whether it's before, now, or moving forward. We're on the same page. Alignment's a big part, right? Being on the same page, alignment is a big part. And that communication that builds alignment is what we're focused on. It's what I was focused on the other day after practice. So that is important. The rest of it, that's more of a question. Well, as a leader, you always want to have great clarity around any message. And communication, building alignment, that's a big part of leadership. And so as we are in our first year, we're in our first X amount of months, that's a big part of the job, is building alignment around what's expected, building clarity around what's expected. And sometimes you need to circle back and reinforce the message. And and so that's been a part of this process with respect to this situation, and we'll continue to do that when and where necessary. He's still on a limited basis. He's out there. He's getting some work. We're still cautiously optimistic. And in saying that, Chris, it's he's not full go yet. I mean, he's not full contact yet. That said, we like the direction he's going. I think Jordan's had the right mindset, the right approach. I love his energy, and he's developing good rapport with the quarterbacks. That's still, and those two are working extremely hard. That is still an open competition. Both of those individuals, both of those players will play Thursday. Yeah, I mean, Reggie's a good person, and he's a good football player, and that's the hard part about this business is, talking with a young man yesterday, and really appreciate everything that he gave us. He was working extremely hard, and those are tough decisions. I think he'll do well, and for us it was a good situation because it was a good situation for Reggie also, and so we wish him the best, and we expect big things from him. Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's the wrong fit. We're into good football players, and Reggie's a good football player. It was the right fit for us in terms of the trade, and it worked out, I think, for both sides, Kansas City and ourselves, and so that's why we pulled the trigger, and we feel like we got a good draft pick, and we know how important those are for building this football team for many years to come.